and strong winds could continue to burn for weeks. Victoria's Premier Jacinta Allen said 30 fires are currently burning across the state, with 10 considered particularly serious. In sport, world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka dominated Marta Kostyuk 6-4, 6-3 to retain her Brisbane International title on Sunday, cruising through the tournament without dropping a set ahead of the Australian Open. Kostyuk, who had upset top 10 players Jessica Pegula, Mira Andreeva and Amanda Anisimova to reach the final, was no match for the power and precision of the US Open champion. With her commanding display in Brisbane's scorching conditions, Sabalenka sends a clear warning as she aims to reclaim the Australian Open crown she lost last year. And that was your TTT News update. I am Carrie Roberts. We now return to the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show.
That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk.
The Cabinet has approved the increase in the permissible age of importation of foreign-use right-hand drive private cars, that's sports utilities, SUVs, sedans, and station wagons, powered by gasoline, dieseline, or compressed natural gas, CNG, from 3 years to under 8 years and under from the date of manufacture.
Music. Culture.
As Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar has announced recently with our revitalization master plan, we are open for business, and a key area, a key focus of that master plan is, of course, the energy sector and the energy hub. And we will be open for business, not only for Nutrien, but for all other players that wish to discuss their investment portfolio with us.
Engaging conversations, latest news, our music. This is Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk City 91.1 FM.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We are back. Time check. Yes, it's approximately 7 minutes past the hour over 7 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. You're shooting the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith. Where we have Director Snipes. Not forgetting our very own, the Chairman, Michael Kerr. Yes, Chairman Michael Kerr. And we also have in studio this morning the winner of the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Matt, Mr. Prior Bihari. Many of you will remember him. He was interviewed on the Ground Report the Thursday and the Friday prior to the Saturday elections. So let me take you all back there. Lennox Smith, Chairman. Lennox Smith, you go ahead, my brother.
Yes, indeed. But of course, joining us is Mr. Prior Bihari. He likes to say it as prior, meaning before. He likes to make sure that we get that inculcated. But that being as it may, of course, she has joined us here with, of course, the chairman of TT, still with us, our very own Michael Kerr. And of course, it seems as though his presence, I will not attempt, of course, to limit, may that be, lest I get rebuked. But that being as it may, let me just start off with, of course, Prior. Mr. Prior, Stronger Matt seemed to have resonated.
Yes, thank you very much. We did sweep the polls, as I say.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes, you did.
I'm glad in the sense that we are seeing a sort of revitalization of MAT.
Okay.
You know, which I think is needed in this country. Any country with a strong fourth estate, journalists who are strong, it'll be better off for our country.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Again, congratulations to you
Thank
and
you
your
very much.
entire team. Where do we go from here?
That's a good question. We have a few issues to look at. We have to look at one. We have to look at the membership issue of MAT, because MAT, the Constitution states, is strictly for journalists, right, and who perform a function of journalists. The world has changed tremendously the last 20 years. They have a lot of online bloggers. You have online news sites like mine, for example.
That's right.
But we have to maintain that you have to perform the function of a journalist. Once you perform that function as a journalist, you could be a member of MAT. But that is something we'll have to take to the membership and decide exactly what we are going to do. Because right now, there are a number of categories of membership of MAT. We have, a full member who can vote, and an associate member. And an associate member, is someone who, for example, now joins the media, as a reporter, a young person, so you have to wait a while, at his under 2 years in the media.
Yeah.
Associate member.
I got the impression, and I would like you to probably to generate some kind of definition, because if you're saying that they must function as a journalist, it assumes that those bloggers and so on are not journalists.
Yes, exactly.
So therefore, what form do you think the definition now of a journalist? Because obviously there has to be some amendment having regard to the fact that you are concerned about the numbers are dwindling or have dwindled, and therefore there must be some rationale why you would have make that statement.
Well, I don't want to water down the role of a journalist. I think journalism would always have to be in our society, and if it is, it remains. Remember, we are not sure what we're doing yet, but we have to wait on the feedback on the consultation. So if it is, we have to remain strictly a journalism institution. Fine, we remain, because I think we cannot have someone who purports to be a journalist who is a paid blogger, for example. That is just wrong.
I see. I see.
So we have to maintain that strictness, and because in this country, I think we have about 200 people who could be considered true journalists in this country.
I see. But clearly, from your assessment and your analysis, that is simply not enough.
No, well, I mean, I think it depends on
in regard to the expanse of the media in Trinidad.
But it depends on the job you're doing. I mean, you can get your information, fair and accurate information from 2 or 3 sites. Remember, long ago, when I was growing up, there was only the Guardian and the Express.
Right.
You understand? And then, but the world has changed, and that is something we must be mindful of, that the world has changed so much that we have digital, we have online, we have social media. But as I was saying this morning on the morning program at TDT, your journalist has to perform his role as a journalist, has to be firstly accurate. And if you cannot be a blogger showing one side of a story and say you're a journalist.
Okay, I clear. One of the first comments that you made when victory was at hand was your comment on the situation at Newsday.
Yeah, Newsday has left an indelible mark in this country. I mean, for 32 years, it has performed a function as a media outlet, and it is a sad day for this country that we have to lose a media outlet. But then that goes towards the whole landscape of the media. It has changed, and again, what is a newspaper? Do people still, is a newspaper printing still viable in this day and age? That is the question we have to ask ourselves. I with ACP News, we saw the niche, right? So we went digital.
Right.
Because
we too on the ground report.
Young Sean today.
What person is responsible for that? I wouldn't say who.
Okay.
But let me ask you something, Mr. Behari. I know you're jostling there with the fact of how does one define journalists, you have your blogger, you have your
Yeah.
podcasters, and yet still, there seems to be in the market now who gets the story first. We'll deal with the facts after. Let's make sure and get this story, at least get the opening, and from there, as it expands and it develops, we can see how best we can do it. Now, has that shifted away from the core nature of what people would always define journalism as? Because when you talk about that core, we're talking about integrity, we're talking about trust.
Exactly.
All right. So when you take all of that I've said in consideration, how do you then try to find reasoning in all of that?
A journalist, one of the tools of a journalist, and I made this point, and I number one tool of a journalist and the function he performs is to be accurate. Accuracy has to be the number one goal. When I was a young reporter, we learned, when in doubt, leave out. So if a blogger or somebody in social media posts something, we don't go with that. We have to verify that because we get our news and our sources from anywhere. It doesn't matter. But we have to verify it. We would not go with that. A true journalist, a true media house would not just go with anything that you see on social media. You'll have to verify that, and then we can take it from there.
Is it true to say that those bloggers and those social media advocates, not advocates, but practitioners, let me put it that way, is it true to say that it is about likes and views that will take the audience wherever they would like them to go, and to hell with everything else, so to speak? Because that seemed to be, to me, part and parcel of that whole exercise. Get the views, get the numbers up, and of course you'll get something from YouTube.
Well, there you go. There you go. So
what's up with the moral and the ethical and the verification and so on?
Compromised.
Yes.
Right. Those things are compromised. Like, you're correct. Yeah. So how do you deal with that? Because people are looking for money, so they're out there. But the fact of the matter is that, do they get more of a traction than what we're talking about as far as
verification, certification, getting the other side? Yes.
Yeah, they don't go through all of that.
Exactly.
But for some reason, I think we have a society that likes to gravitate to that.
Yeah. Emotions rather than.
No, bacchanal, man. Let's call it for what it is.
Bacchanal, right.
The bacchanal. Regardless of what the bacchanal seems to overshadow all those core things that we're looking for, as you mentioned, the ethics and the integrity and what have you. And people run with that. They run with that.
Yeah, that is true.
Likes and
that is fine. That is if that is what they want, that is their job. I'm not going to let them earn their money, because that is the way the world is now. If you're going to be influencer,
but
fine.
they're not journalists.
But they're not journalists.
There you go. Right. That's the bottom line.
That is the point. That's the bottom line.
They're not journalists.
Right. You understand? We have no arguments with anybody. Do your job. Do it well. But we wouldn't consider you a journalist if you're a paid blogger. If you're paid to become Mikey K, you cannot be a journalist because nobody could pay me to do anything like that. I would see the truth. I would get to the bottom. I'll interview Mikey K. I'll find out what is the issue with him. I would not just put the information out there. Mikey
and what if Mikey K wants to be paid for you to interview him?
No,
all right. Okay, I'm just saying.
We don't do that in this country. We don't have that history in this country of doing that.
All right.
I think in other countries, people do that, but I don't think we have the culture. And right now in the media, we cannot afford that.
Hey, are we going to open up the lines and take some calls? Is the Pitbull with us?
Yes. I am. So Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. Yes, you all know the numbers. The numbers to call. You all know the numbers: 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120, or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053, or you can call in studio 91 point Talk City 91.1 FM at 622-4911, 622-4911. Snipes will give you those numbers there. Nigel.
Nigel?
Right.
Numbers.
Is it 6224911? And the WhatsApp
And
is
the other one, the WhatsApp.
394-4911. There you go.
We have an arrangement that the technical person is supposed to call out the numbers. I got that instructions from Andy, so
Andy told you that?
Yes, so I'm a very, very obedient.
I don't want to
obedient partner.
I don't want to throw my power around. I will work that today.
Hold 1 minute, Oli. Hold 1 minute. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. Oh boy, I am feeling so great this morning. So, I feel like we are back on track. You understand? Is what work here. Yeah, I feel like we are back on track. It's so good to hear Mike and everybody. And I have to rewind because I didn't get the program from the beginning. But what I want to talk about on my front burner this morning is consequences. For the past couple of days, we saw what was happening with the traffic, the vehicular problem, and because of the consequences of the very high fines, people have been, they are starting to do what they should have done all along. So what I want to talk about this morning, my friend told me what school it is? Newtown Girls RC School, St. Patrick's Newtown Girls RC School. They are having an electrical problem since last week Thursday. And the school has been, they have no school since then. And a letter was sent to the parents this morning saying that the ministry, nobody came to deal with the electrical problem, so school will be closed indefinitely until the electrical problem is fixed. Right? This is where the consequences come in, gentlemen. There are people who are responsible for these things. An electrical problem is not something that is for the Spain burning down. So the people who are responsible for maintenance, I am sure they got the report and they should have responded to fix this problem so that the children can go to school and be educated. So I am looking at these things and thinking, these people, when they get a so-called contract or whatever it is they get, whoever responsible, they must do their jobs in a responsible way and stop taking a month to do something that could be done in a day. And they must account to somebody when things are not going as they should be done. Another problem, a relative of mine came in over the weekend for our wedding. They left this morning. And I was so appalled when he said to me, oh my God, they should do something about the airport. But I got defensive one time. I said, what we have a new beautiful airport or airport? He said to me, no toilets in the men toilet section were working. No toilets in the female sections were working. The escalator was not working. And there was some big space between the bottom of the steps and the thing. So, and the lights were not working. Let me tell you now, we have to take responsibility. The people who are responsible for maintenance in this country, who are being paid a set of money or whatever the problem is, they have to do what they have to do and make sure that we have things fixed. Because things in this country cannot go on willy-willy, everybody doing what they want, when they want, how they want. They have to take responsibility and do the job. Because when things are not being done by the people who are supposed to do it, it's because you hear the government ain't doing this or Trinidad this and it's giving us a bad name. People are coming into this country every day, and now so that it's carnival, we are going to have a whole set of people coming to this country. And the first place you land, the first smarter entry is the airport. And when we have all these defects and all these things going on there, so I am calling on the ground report. The ground report, the most powerful morning program on the air or around, that they would get the message to the relevant authority across the board and let the people know who are responsible for doing certain things in this place. They must do their work, or else there must be consequences. It's either you do your work or you go home and let somebody or let persons who are responsible and who can do the job and who will do the job come and do it. This is no time for nonsense in this country. You have to get serious. God bless all of you. Oh God, and I am so happy this morning because I feel we had a voice all the time, but our voices will be heard and they're going to be louder and we are going to talk and we are going to expose and we are going to have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The media, everything in this country is going to turn around. Blessings, and please, I hope this message will go around so that the children will be able to go to school have the education and not be taken because of electrical problems. Blessings, guys.
Thank you very
you,
much,
Roadbrook.
Mammy Roadbrook. Next caller. Pleasant good morning to you, caller. Where are you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, good morning. This is Diego Martin inside, and good morning to you, Andy, Mighty K, Lennox, and your guest, Mr. Pryor Bihari, the current president of MAT. And I have some advice, and I'm soliciting his help in two issues. There was an article by Hamid Ghani yesterday on one of the newspaper, and in the newspaper he highlighted the previous government behavior with respect to a vote in the OAS in October 24, where Trinidad absented themselves from voting. That resolution was basically, it didn't pass because one vote was missing, and that was to push Venezuela to release the election results. Trinidad avoided it. The same set of people from CARICOM who running all over the place also absenting themselves from that. And I'm asking Pryor, Bihari, and Mats Association, because at the end of it, Hamid Ghani asked why did Trinidad and Tobago absent themselves from that vote. So I want to stick it on the chest of the PNM that they might have contributed to the invasion of Venezuela. That is one issue I want the newspaper, the Fourth Estate, to do. The other issue I want to do is a deep dive again, revisit the Akil chambers. All the culprits possibly are still around. One possibly died. There is evidence. A senator pointed out who it was. Sabga himself in Canada said 2 DNA sample. One died, one still alive. Can we get some good investigation journalism by Matt? I'm pleading to you, Mr. Pryor Bihari. I'm hoping that you could help me as a citizen get some support. Go on.
Yes,
Have a nice
thank you very much for that. These are serious issues you have raised, and I just want to make sure that Matt is a representative of journalists, but I can speak to some of my colleagues to see what is the latest with these stories and investigations. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, bye.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me organize and just take 1 or 2 voice notes.
We have a call in studio. We have a call in studio.
Call.
Go ahead.
91.1.
Hello.
Go ahead. Pleasant good morning. Welcome.
I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yes, we are hearing you loud and clear. Are you hearing us? Hello?
Hello. Morning.
Yes, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Good. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So good morning and happy New Year. I'm a first-time caller. I just want to say, Mr. Michael Kerr, thank you very much for what you're doing and what you're championing right now. I mean, it's something that has been missing in the culture for some time. I am an artist, and I recently got the opportunity because of you to come back and release my one of my songs on Next. And the last time I was on Next was probably about 2009. I have to tell you how long I've been trying to get the opportunity to release music. And I just want to say, thank you to you and your team, everyone on the different media houses, that you're connected with, and God bless them. I just want to say that is what I'm ready for to say.
And caller, don't forget, check out the pump, which is the caravan that'll be coming to the areas.
Right.
All right. You can always call back here, ask for Nicholas Hoyt, and let's get you on the caravan.
Yes, man. Thanks so much.
All right, man.
God bless them, yeah?
Right.
We have another call. Welcome.
Morning, welcome.
Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Lost?
All right.
Lost it.
Over to you, Andy. You have another call?
All right.
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Chairman.
Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Morning.
Go ahead.
A pleasant good morning to each and everyone on the panel. Uncle Lennox, Mikey, Mr. Pryor, and prior to that, Andy, and Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Pryor, congratulations on your position and your leadership.
Thank you
And
Thank you.
and I hope you monitor CNC3 and TV6 in their journalism and the news, when they're reading the news, because the news is one that people rely on to have some guidance and to keep up to date with current affairs. And it is plain to see that there is a lot of, not how to say it, I will put it as diplomatic as I could be. There is not related news to the truth. And I want certain journalists to know that when they interview the ministers and them, the information they get from the ministers and them, please put it out as how they get it, please. And stop spinning it and saying otherwise. Because, and I would like to know, yes, sir.
Caller, I know I
Yes,
think that when we do our reports, our news reports, I think we reflect exactly what is said, at a press conference or at an interview with a minister. So, you see, news reporting is something that you cannot judge. It is for the listener or the reader to judge when we report the news. So that is what we do in terms of news reporting. Just report the facts, just report the news.
Yes, sir, but when you put the more or less at what is the finding, because in the last previous cabinet meeting, their press conference, there are certain things was said, and how it was said by the ministers and them, it was not expressed on the news. You see, when the news reporter had to put it into context to say it, that is the part they had to try and get a better wording to use to explain what they're going to say. So they come like they're going to start to explain the news and introduce it, the introduction part of the minister said so, but don't say it in a way that you're putting it not corresponding or going along the line of the news, what the minister said. So, and I would like to know about the news source scenario. Is being proven, seen, and what is that is one of the membership will be added on or will be stopped and be monitored, because it have a lot of bloggers who blog and they're not putting the right things out there. So thanks again and keep up the good work. And it's early days and we hope looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. So feel free to come back to the program, and Uncle Lennox and Mikey will be expecting you back later on to get our feedback and we could talk to you again. Have a nice day, everybody. Be safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see that. We do have another call. We do? Mr. Chair.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, welcome.
Hello, morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes,
Go ahead.
caller, morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we are hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mikey, firstly, let me congratulate you as the chairman and the board. Oh my God, you make me. When I heard that the day with Naked, I was very happy when I heard you. Right, congratulations to my friend Andy Williams and Dancer Boy. This is Dancer Boy talking to Dancer Boy.
I hear you.
Well, Friday, my cousin tell me all you on the radio, and I was happy tears rolled along my eye this morning, boy.
I hear you.
When I hear you, boy, Dancer Boy. Oh, my word, and prior congratulations. I just called to touch base with all you on track again. I feel good.
I hear you.
I had to get up 3 o'clock again, as usual, to say my prayers and things so I could listen to all you.
I hear you.
So God bless all you. Stay strong and have a good congratulations to Prior. God bless you and do a good job.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man.
All blessings to all you. Ground report, long live ground report, man.
Bless indeed.
Oh God, I miss all you because I couldn't get on to where all you was before. I don't have the amenities now.
All right. No problem, man.
So God bless all you and all you will do a fantastic job for Trinidad and Tobago.
But make sure you let everybody else that missed we and couldn't get through.
I never was with nobody, I with God.
All right, but talking about other people that missed we too, let them know where they can find us.
Yeah, well, I'm doing that already. As a reporter from the ground report.
Nice.
Boy.
Yes,
Oh, God is nice to hear. The last time I talked to you, my cousin gave me the number, I forget it.
I hear you.
I get an elderly, not old.
I hear you. But
all right, brother, all you take care. God bless
Same
all
to
you and
you.
all the best for 2026.
All
Love
right,
all
brother.
you.
Same to you, my friend. But let's keep the dancer boy talk a secret between us because Andy believe he could dance better than me.
No. I don't.
Yeah.
Let me take one on this side.
No, you're mad.
Go ahead, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Andy Williams. Good morning, Lennox Smith. And good morning to the listeners of Talk City. This morning, Mr. Williams and Mr. Lennox, my friend Berna Lupino here. My friend Berna is, this morning, I see where Ms. Vicessa, talk about the lawlessness on the roads and, the hefty fines is to bring some kind of law and order to the many law breaking that take place on our nation road. Mr. Bissessa rightfully said that, this country lawless. And I would like to suggest some things, as she is on the way of cleaning up some lawless things that are happening in the country. So some of my suggestions is, beside the finding some of the drivers, those who deprive people of their vehicles, like those car thieves, the car hijackers, that they deprive people of their possessions. I would like Ms. Bissessa to also increase, like the bail for these people, increase the sentencing for these people, like, put the bail at over $500,000 or the sentences from 10 to 20 years in prison, some kind of thing to deter people from stealing people's property, So beside the hefty fines for the drivers themselves, I find that, you need to introduce some stiffer penalties for the car thieves that deprive people of their hard-earned possessions. You understand? Another thing I would like Ms. Bissessa to look into, is like I was watching when the chairman of HGC, talk about how much problems the HGC, so much of fraud and different things, so Ms. Bissessa can try to deal with, those that are in some of these properties and not paying no rent and and owing thousands of dollars in rent. You understand? I find it's time something should be done about that. People who dumping garbage all over the highways and back roads and in people neighborhoods, some kind of hefty fine should be levied on these people. You understand? To help, clean up some of our roadways. Another thing I would like to see happen, Mr. Williams and Mr. Lennox, I would like, this is a thing very dear to my heart. I would like to see stiffer penalties for people who break our immigration laws. You see, these people who coming in by the thousands illegally, Ms. Bissessa have to realize this is a lawless act also. Breaking immigration laws is a lawless act. And I feel there should be stiffer penalties for people who come into our country illegally. You understand? There should be like about maybe $250,000 fine if you catch you coming into our country, and like about 5-6.
On about 5, 6.
6 years of between 5 to 10 years prison term. You understand? These people who have use their boats to bring in illegal like arms and ammunition, migrants and thing into our country. I find there should be stiff penalties, seizing their boat, charging them, millions of dollars in charges to help. This will also help decrease human trafficking. You understand? Because when people know that there is stiff penalties for breaking these kind of laws, it will stop. Just as we've seen some law and order returning to our roadway, I feel that stiffer penalties should be implemented for people who break our immigration laws. And I see where Ms. Bissessa and they are registering illegal migrants from all sectors of the world. I find there were thousands that under PNM they do, and they may be difficult to deport these people, but it's time that some sort of deportation start taking place for people who break our immigration laws, because that is part of lawlessness when you disregard our immigration laws. You guys take care and bless.
Thank you very much, caller. Oh boy. Yes, Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Of course, the chairman is still here, and of course, I had a very weighted question for him, and that is across the network of that would include TDT, of course, and 91.1, and so on. What are some of the programming changes per studio, if you want to call it that, that has been planned moving forward? In light of the dynamism and some of the revolutionary changes, adapting, of course, to the present demands of journalism, of media houses, etc. Having regard, of course, to the fact that we have a situation where, whether we like it or not, a venerable institution, Newsday, is about to close. The matter is before the courts now to wind up.
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Lennox. I mean, what people seem not to understand is, again, how important content is. Well, of course, we'll be using all our platforms. But I think, again, when we talk about, the reality, mirroring the reality of the major shareholders, who, of course, are the taxpayers of this country, then you need to have content reflective of that.
Okay.
I mean, you have the ground report that is there, that people can openly express, with, of course, staying within the guidelines, and it reaches across the board. You have a program that comes right after, which was with Stefan and Mr. X.
Yes.
And, of course, they are always, with the debates and looking at current affairs. And then, of course, we have new programs as well. I mean, that's a new program. We have a program by Officer Shabadi,
right,
which deals with the youths and, of course, steering them away from crime. We have a young man by the name of Roland Stewart, as you know, is disabled. And, we didn't have such a representation of that community here before. So there will be other programs, but programs, of course, again, that people can connect with. And once they connect with it, of course, they're marketable. And with that being said, we, of course, can generate revenue and add to that the dynamics of our new platforms and what have you across the board. So we intend to be competitive. We intend to, of course, conform. And we intend, of course, to look at what needs to be done. And sometimes you have to cut the fat. That's the reality. Okay. Yeah.
And of course, our information is that TV4 would have been dormant for some time.
Yes.
What is the plan there?
It was operating, of course, online schooling during the heights of the COVID pandemic. That is supposed to come on stream, so simultaneously you could be looking at listening to the ground report here on Talk City and looking at it as well on Channel 4.
Channel 4.
So we are putting the final touches to that to make that a reality.
Right. And there is supposed to be a double launch, or
well, there's going to be an official launch, of course, on the 19th, where, of course, you will get the full lineup. You will also be able to be a little more interactive because, again, all social media will be up and running. Platforms will be up and running. That would be the official, which is the 16th, which is coming to the end of this week. We'll start on.
Yeah, that's the first phase of the unveiling.
Officially by the 19th, which is next Monday, we should have everything
a formal
ready. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. In terms of reach, technologically and otherwise, I know, well, of course, the social media or the internet is ubiquitous, but certainly you may or may not have some challenges. And if you have, of course, I'm sure that you'll be able to share it with us in terms of reach.
Well, again, that may be just a few areas, but like everything else, we are streamlining what we have to put together is being put together. And I can tell you that by the time we get around to the 19th or even before, everything should be, ready and gearing to go.
All right. Well, people, of course, the lines are open. Of course, we have a caller. Welcome to Talk City 91.1. A pleasant good morning. And where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, well, don't forget, of course, we have the chairman of TTT, our very own Michael Kerr, with us. And, of course, he will decide how long he would stay with us, if the full 3 hours or not. But that being as it may.
I am home, Lennox. I am home.
Oh, you want to
I
understand that. I am home.
I tried to be presumptuous as I could. I tried to get the man to
understand that.
In his due capacity, to respect that and to, of course, make certain that
don't worry about that.
That he can leave. He can leave at will.
Listen, I am.
Go ahead, my friend.
I am certain that Tony Lee could go away for 20 years. And the Lennox will never ask him, well, how long you intend to stay when you come back? Ask him that. This is not that. This is not the Koki station. And this is the ground report, my friend. Ground report.
We have a caller.
Yeah,
good morning. Welcome.
Oh boy. But here I want now. I want Snipes do it. Snipes, you just say we have a call. You do that. Get Mike now, Snipes, and you say we have a call. You do that.
Yeah, well, he is indicating that to me, Andy. So that's. But of course, we go for a break. And that's it.
Nice. Let me play.
All right, ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk City 91.1 FM.
Boy, oh boy, we are back. Time check. Yeah, it's approximately 47 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And we have in studio none other than Lennox Smith, Director Snipes. Hey, we all can't forget Chairman Michael Kerr, better known as Mikey K, in studio. And yours truly, the pitbull of radio. So all of the lines are open. A lot of topics was brought forward to you all. You know how it is. Mikey, it's so nice that you are here with us while we await the calls, man.
Yeah, we all can't forget, like it's years or something. So
we have a call. We have a call on this side.
Go right ahead.
Beautiful. Welcome, caller.
Morning, welcome. Caller?
Okay, on to the next.
All right. Morning, welcome.
take it over to ground report.
Is the line okay?
Oh boy. All right.
All right. Well, gentlemen, the Prime Minister responded to the PNM's claim on road fines hike. And of course, she claimed that the PNM has been very hypocritical. And in fact, she brought some statistical evidence to support her claim when she said, of course, that the demerit point system was imposed on the population, resulting in over $600 million in ticket issued, and of course collected, and the PNM then collected $400 million as a consequence. And the claim of seeing it as a revenue earner is bluntly false and therefore disingenuous, if not dishonest, of that claim. I thought it was very interesting, and then of course she started by she also indicated that that initiative started back in 2020, and I saw that one of the newspapers did in fact outline all of the years and the collections in the millions as a consequence of that. Andy?
Yeah, but always said there with those fines, Lennox Smith, what I observe under all seriousness is the discipline in drivers. Like for instance, online right now, Farmer Kane is saying he noticed very disciplined driving on the highways while driving. Even down Debe last Friday, and all have been noticing less traffic on the road, less motorists on the road, more disciplined driving. Watching my gauge to make sure, you ain't go over 100 and all those various things. So I don't know if you notice the discipline right now in drivers and vehicles.
Andy, you're so correct. And Lennox, that last part that you read there, I think the last few lines.
Yeah.
What was that? The last few lines.
It said very, very, very simple. In the People's National Movement, they are hypocritical, and of course, he said that the data showed that under its administration, meaning the PNM, a demerit point system was imposed on the population, resulting in over $600 million in tickets, and they actually collected $400 million.
All right, okay. So, we talk again about the lawlessness, and people was offended by it. The Prime Minister's words was harsh. She shouldn't have said that. All this talk about... But if you go back, the Prime Minister said this from her heart. Understand that. But we as taxpayers paid big money for a CARICOM conference that took place at the Hyatt. I believe it was 2023, if I'm not mistaken. All right, but don't hold me to that. But you know it took place. And at that very same conference, the former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, said, and this is what he said. He said, today, if there's one aspect that we all may be guilty of, now here it is, collective blame, right? Taxpayers' money up in the Hyatt. They came, they ate, they drank, they had a wonderful time. Yeah, it was like a mini vacation. And he said that today, if there's one aspect that we all may be guilty of, is that the problem of criminality and violence was not dealt with sufficiently. In a much earlier time frame, in the homes, in the schools, in the prisons, in the courts, and in the parliaments. He went on to say that there was what can be described as creeping normalcy. We allowed slow, moderate, defiant behavioral trends to increase. We allowed slips in our age-old standards, in ethical and moral norms, in our family homes, in our schools, in public institutions, and on places, and on roads, and in public places. That's what he said. He said that. Now you have a Prime Minister who is saying, listen, I need to arrest this situation. This is something that we all know. We know the fact of the indiscipline how people is think. If that people has come from foreign and urinate on the side of the road and tell you by boasting, we can't do this in Brooklyn. I can't do this on Long Island, man. I can't do it. But you could come here and use the country of your birth as something as a big sewer pit, a big latrine. Yeah, because you have no respect. We brought people here regionally for the former Prime Minister to say that we are indisciplined, that we are lawless in nature. But now you have another prime minister who came in. It didn't cost us none to say, listen, I'm going to arrest this situation. Because the former government spoke about it. They say it was a problem. He says in the schools, he says in the homes, it's in the church, it's on the roadways, and in public places. So what are you telling me about? Eh?
And most importantly, he say it's also in Parliament.
That's right. That's right.
But ironically, gentlemen, when, of course, he had the opportunity to arrest it, apart from that, what I consider be bogus conference that at the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago's expense, we also had the decriminalization of marijuana. We had the PNM vociferously opposing stand your ground legislation. They didn't support it in the parliament, in fact. And when the Americans came to assist us with, of course, the contraband entry or passing through our waters of drugs, of course, people trafficking, as well as guns and ammunition, they were opposing that. The radar is an issue, or was an issue in terms of the elections in Tobago, for example.
That's right.
So where are we? Where are we?
So now you have an administration that want to arrest that situation and
forthright
and implement policies to curb that kind of behavior. You have a problem with that. But again, you said today, if there's one aspect that you share that blame, we all may be guilty of, is that the problem of criminality and violence was not dealt with sufficiently in a much earlier time frame, in the homes, in the schools, in the prisons, in the courts, and in the parliament. You highlighted that. Them fellas come here and eat their belly full. They drink. They was at poolside. They had a great time. Your friends from Antigua, from Barbados, wherever they came from, across the region. And yet now, today, there's a problem because a prime minister is saying, you know what, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to implement policies to curb this kind of lawlessness.
And you're opposed.
Yeah.
And you're opposed vehemently.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Let me say good morning to, I know I was feeling... All right, I was feeling some water on my back there, and I said to myself, it can't be the air condition, boy.
Yeah.
Where does water coming from, boy?
Yeah.
When I look I see the only man, listen, this is the only soca artist that make people put more hands in the air than every pope combined. This is the only soca artist, boy. Not even the pope could get people to put their hands in the air like this man. This man alone, I tell you, as I come in, I say, where is water coming from? And there he was. The water boss just come in. He's flowing. And that is what TDT is all about. He's in the building. Talent flowing into talent, into talent, representing the people. Let me say a blessed good morning to the man himself, the boss, the man, Neil Iowa, the boss, George.
Passing through, I want to peep in and see some familiar faces. I say, George, it was very disrespectful and dishonest.
That's right.
And not honorable. They don't come into the studio and say hello. I see Nigel Snipe, see Mike
Good.
K.
You see your boy Lennox.
It make me remember the days of Bashman.
I know you don't choke that.
To the left, I see Lennox. I do some hard talk with him inside here, George. But I say, George, don't worry, you're good for it.
George, how the season shaping up, brother?
We're in there. I mean, it's one of those seasons. I mean, but as I always say, Carnival went through all kind of era in the past, and it always come out good.
All right. Your boy Pitbull is on too, eh? Yeah. Pitbull is on.
Yeah, I watching him, man. Let him hear me, Snipes. But thing on the thing, they let him hear me. Just let him hear me, there. I want the big man, George boy, dressed up in the big suit, glasses, everybody on social media watching the man. Neil! The most and Mikey can say, the Pope never get people to put their hands so, oh boy, George, man. Yes. So everybody's here, man. As they say, the whole of the what?
Yeah, it flowing, talent flowing into talent.
Well, I saw the post when I realized that you all were starting a new show.
Yes.
You know, so I put my interview to come in this week so I could get a come and surprise all you.
He come and bless the studio. That's what we're talking about.
Because all I know always more original from
That's right. That's right.
I see all you grow from strength to strength. don't mind sometimes Pitbull and behave like if he gets stronger
Yeah,
than
yeah,
me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I see him in St. Vincent, I say, well, he get bigger than me.
Yeah, and all over the world now.
Yeah,
Hey,
all
George,
over the place.
also want to, of course, congratulate you. I know you're on the NCC board, and your input is really and truly going a long way. Hats off to you and the entire team for those 2 villages. The Flavor Village is, I mean, again, wonderful job.
Yes. Listen, everybody sell out the food this weekend.
Oh, yes.
That's
When
all
I
the
done-
reports.
Solo.
You know, I the man, I doesn't eat before I sing.
Yeah.
So I say, well, when I done eat, I go get something. When I done sing, I go get something to eat. When I come there, nothing, you know.
Yeah.
I say, well, cook up something.
Gone. Gone.
Yeah, one caterer had to double
The
up.
whole
Just like
food
the
thing
reapers,
sell out. What I mean, sell out. And George and them put in some nice talent too. So, hats off to you, Kiva and Peter Canai, the whole board.
And then the John Cupid Village, you know.
Yes.
We're building it, you know, because one of the problems we have in this whole entertainment business is not enough place for artists to work. Trinidad and
Understood.
Tobago have the most among the artists in any festival. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah? And the 2 villages work perfect. Because we could have Lero and Ding Dong and all of them in the backlog there, so. And then we could have Calypso, a little pan, and you can still get a little water in the front, you know what I'm saying? So one side is dominated by soca with Calypso, and this side is dominated by Calypso and soca.
Oh, I see.
You know,
Well,
so
the thinking.
the perfect balance, you know?
Well, let me say to you, of course, and your family, all the best for 2026.
Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. And congratulations, belatedly as it is,
Yes.
on your appointment at NCC.
Yes, but before I want to big up the chairman. Big up the chairman.
Well, you could not reciprocate.
Yeah. Chairman, big up yourself. You understand? The vice chairman, big up yourself, because you know there's a lot of sit down and coming up and brainstorming how to get this thing to work.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
because what we met there couldn't was working, but it couldn't continue.
So
You
true.
understand? Because you remember Carnival keep evolving, you know?
Yeah.
And as the Carnival head office, we have to evolve too.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Where is it located now? Has it moved from Sinclair or is it still there?
Is it Queen's Park Savannah?
The head office you're talking about?
The head office. The head office is on
Around by Victoria Square.
Victoria
Yeah,
Square.
yeah.
That large building there. I think
Yeah.
that's appropriate.
At all building,
You have outgrown.
The other come in that building with suit and things. Building, you come in with a short.
Yeah, those slipper there. Yeah, good.
Just appropriate, you know. Right.
Full out.
So I don't want to.
Yeah. So after the news, we're going for the news, folks. George, your interview finished already?
I done.
He's got to go. Hey, when we come back, more right here on the Ground Report, Talk City.
And the introduction of parental and paternity leave now on the way. She said the government is giving working families concrete benefits, as women will have the protection when pregnant. Men too will soon enjoy leave to look after and bond with baby. The announcement was made on Sunday by Labour Minister Leroy Batiste, who said Cabinet has approved wide-ranging amendments to the Maternity Protection Act and the Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Act. For the first time, the legislation will formally recognize paternity and parental leave, extend benefits to adoptive parents and guardians, and provide parental leave in cases where a mother dies after childbirth. The reforms will also introduce paid breastfeeding breaks, strengthen protections against workplace discrimination, ban pregnancy testing, and guarantee a return to the same job after leave. Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, has dismissed claims that social services grants are being paid late. She made the remarks during a media conference at the United National Congress headquarters on Sunday. The minister said the government will not allow misinformation to undermine public confidence where social grants are concerned. Minister Mohit assured that social grants are being paid on time.
I want to be very clear. January 2026 grants were processed and paid by the ministry by the 1st of January 2026. In fact, I had supermarkets sharing with me, MP, is this real? Minister, is this real? In my very own constituency, when you look at the checks, it's dated 1st January 2026.
The minister shared that there was an issue at the National Insurance Board previously, but assured that was addressed. She said that on the Prime Minister's instruction, she worked urgently with the Finance Minister and the NIB to fix a machine breakdown, adding that they kept the public informed and ensured grants were paid. Cricket West Indies will commence a major year of women's cricket as the CG United Women's Super 50 Cup and T20 Blaze return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines from January 10th to February 1st. We have more from Wayne Cunningham.
The Cricket West Indies CG United Women's Super 50 Cup and the T20 Blaze once again brings together sides from Barbados, Jamaica, Leeward Islands, the T20 Blaze defending champions Guyana, Super 50 defending champions Trinidad and Tobago, and the host, Windward Islands, to provide a strong competitive platform at the start of a busy cricket calendar for the West Indies women. A release from Cricket West Indies indicated that the T20 Blaze will be contested in a round-robin format, followed by the finals, and like last year's tournament, all matches will be played at the Annosvale ground. Following the conclusion of the T20 Blaze, the Super 50 tournament will commence at 3 grounds, Sion Hill, Park Hill, and Cumberland, with each team playing 3 games, after which the top-ranked team will be declared the winner. Wayne Cunningham, TTT Sport.
Thanks, Wayne. And that was your TTT News update. I am Carrie Roberts. Have a great day.
This is TTT Live. That was TTT News on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Talk City 91.1 FM. Talk.
Cabinet has approved the establishment of the regulatory framework for the registration and management of classic, antique, and vintage vehicles in Trinidad and Tobago.
Music. Culture.
We are now in a state where I can now proudly announce that our gas production will increase by a significant amount given all the various projects that are now expected to come online.
Engaging conversations, latest news, our music. This is Talk City 91.1 FM.
The ground report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report, the ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The ground report with Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy. We are back. Time check. It's approximately 6 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. And yours truly, the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith. And Chairman Mr. Kerr in studio. Not forgetting Director Snipes, I must say a pleasant good morning to those of you that look on to us on Talk City 91.1 FM. Don't forget to spread the word to all you maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers that now getting back on stream and understanding where the Ground Report are. Just let all your other driving colleagues know to look on to Talk City 91.1 FM. That we'll be talking about. So don't forget Trinidad and Tobago, yes, the lines are open. So if you gentlemen will just give me the opportunity, let me just run 2, 3 voice notes. But in the meanwhile, but if you all have anything to say before that, go ahead, my brothers.
Run the voice notes, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
morning to the magnificent tree. Good to see Mikey K this morning, man. And his voice ringing out, man. Sir Smith, Andy, all of feel happy this morning to have him on the program. Yeah, what I had to say concerning this closure of News Day. You see what happened in Trinidad and Tobago, and there's something taking place silently and feel, well, the 1% is the main support in this country. No, it is not. And why I'm going to tell you that there's a certain type of people in this country. When you start to attack them and you get bias against them, that could happen to the News Day. If you remember the in the Calypso tent, when you start to attack these people and they remove their support from the Calypso, going and see Calypso tent and thing during this carnival season, that started to fall apart. So Monarch, these people, and then kind of remove their support because what was happening. And so Monarch, no more, right? Even when you go to see cricket in the Oval, these people not around in cricket in the Oval. When you go to cricket now, like it did, you see? So long as you start to get biasness, and is that what happened with the News Day? They get bias against these people. I ain't calling who it is, but we live in here, we have to know. Even wrestling, when they go see Victor Jovica and all of them, Apollon and when these people remove their support, everything going to fall in Trinidad. And people understand their support is real important, and we doesn't see it that way, right? And that is the cause that we don't use it today, because they get biased against these people, and they remove their support. That's what I had to say, gentlemen. Think about it and see it for yourself and understand what I'm saying. Okay.
Thank you, caller.
Morning, Andy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and everybody in the chat. Hey, this is Kendrick on the road, man, in Florida right now. Listen, I see something that goes on. I hear that you've got to pay $1,500 to go to a party, carnival fair, right? And sell it out, and sell out, and they're complaining about traffic fine, about this and that and the other. Man, I'm going to tell you something, right? I said that to Rick, and I said that only complaining to the vet, that's all they like. And lawless country, the lawless citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, the lawless dump. And Kamala, they're trying to fix it, and complaining, everybody's complaining about that. But you pay to go to a vet $1,000, $1,500, maybe $2,500, $500, maybe more. Who knows? Depends. They spend to go to a vet, and they have no problem with it, right? No complaint. Giving somebody else money in their pocket to listen to nonsense. At this time, people don't have money. People have food to eat. The children need food, the children need books, right? And then come back and say, me, I have no money. Get out of here.
Good morning, Andy, my friend, Lennox, and everyone listening to the ground report. I hope you all are doing good. Well, Andy, it's been a hectic 2026 for me as president of the free world. Remember, I told you all last year I would deal with Maduro. All you guys had to do was to get the popcorn out and get ready for the fireworks show. Well, I delivered on my promise, just like I said I would do. I'm thankful for the great support of Prime Minister Kamala and her UNC government and the good people of TNT. I know Prime Minister Kamala took a lot of blows from the other Caribbean leaders for standing in support of my actions against Maduro and I won't forget that. I'm calling on everyone to support the Ground Report show as they seek to rebuild TNT from the destruction under the last PNM government. So help us share and grow the Ground Report. Show people I got a bombshell to drop on you all about the THA elections, but I will expose everything. On Tuesday, have a great day, Andy. And all the Ground Report troops, let's be kind and safe out there today, people. And remember to share and tell everyone to listen to the Ground Report on Talk City 91.1 FM, where you will hear the truth with my good friend Andy.
Oh boy, oh boy. Donald Trump ain't easy, nobody.
But great assessment, though. Gentlemen, of course, piggybacking on what he has said, I have observed that, I'm asking you the question as well. The deafening silence of regional leaders, particularly those who were advocating the area is a zone of peace. And I noticed that they have gone silent after that strike in Venezuela, and of course the capture for justice back in the United States of Maduro.
Yeah.
And is it a confession or an admission that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago was correct all the time? Because, I mean, one anticipates now that the rewards are going to be coming fast and furious in due course, having regard to the statement made by the Trump administration with respect to the resources of Venezuela and the compensation that is required. I suppose compensation here means would be extended vicariously or otherwise to Trinidad and Tobago.
No, but I also noticed, Lennox Smith and Mikey, that it had a talk that Caribbean leaders are involved, and since involved in the whole narco trafficking business. And since then, we haven't heard from the Honorable former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. Me don't know if he get pip or what, but everybody from the Caribbean and our former Prime Minister just very, very, very quiet. Nobody in challenging Donald Trump again.
Motley, the former St. Vincent Prime Minister Gonzalez, and of course Dominica and Antigua Barbuda. All of them have gone silent, and you're quite right, because when the indictment was unveiled or released in the United States, New York to be more specific, in the court there, it was said that both Latin American and the Caribbean leaders would have been complicit in, of course, causing drugs and I assume human trafficking as well, to pass through their territorial waters on its way to the United States and
hold one
Europe.
minute. Hold 1 minute, Smith. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good
California,
morning.
yeah, right?
Hey, California. Go ahead, California.
Now, I listen to the Ground Report now. I don't want to be too critical or hypocritical or biased, right? But some of the information that I get in and the feedback that I get in, right? This is me, this is what I telling you. I cannot digest it, right? Oh no, I have no problem with people supporting the government or not supporting the government. That is not my problem, right? Some of the laws and the penalty that the government implementing on people is beyond reasonable. You tell me, if you are about for a car, might be $2 or $20, but if you're about let me say like an indicator headlight not working, you are gonna pay $2,000 for just that bulb not working. A wiper for a car, right, maybe $60, right? You are gonna pay $2,000 if that wiper not working. A mirror for a car, let me say it's about $500. If you don't have a mirror, you're gonna pay $2,000. That is unreasonable. You understand? And who will put the country in this state we're in right now? Is the government. All the government is to be blamed for the state of the country. Don't blame the people. Because if they put things in place, legislation and laws in place, and was governing properly, we will not have the situation we're in right now. Anyhow, that is part one. Kamala talking about lawlessness in this country.
So, caller, hold on. Are you saying that you don't have a responsibility to ensure that you have a roadworthy vehicle?
Listen, you hear what I say? Don't go out of the context. I'm talking about the high price in ticket.
What is the context? What is the context?
That is what.
here?
Listen. I'm not talking about the condition of the vehicle on the road.
Hold on a second.
I'm talking about the price.
Hold on, caller. We can sing together. We can't talk together. Understand something?
Hold on.
You are talking about windshield wipers and all of these things that may not be functioning. Is it not your responsibility to have a roadworthy vehicle? Again, you see, and then you come back trying to make a point about the fact of who it is create this thing. Yes, I agree with you. It didn't happen overnight. But now that the situation has to be arrested, you have a prime minister who's saying, listen, whether or not you find me popular, I have to do the right thing by the people of Trinidad and Tobago. She governs the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, there's going to be some decisions that won't go down well. But compared to a former prime minister who said there was what can be described as a creeping normalcy, where we allowed slow, moderate, defiant behavioral trends to increase. We allowed slips in our age-old standards, in ethical and moral norms, in our family homes, in our schools, in public institutions, and our roads, and in public places. This is what was said by Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, the former prime minister. Now you come in to have a problem by what? What exactly is the problem?
You hear what Rowley said? He said we. He didn't say the PNM. He didn't say the UNC. He said we, meaning we the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We accept.
I hear you loud and clear. That's right. That's right. And in order for us to no longer accept it, something has to be done. The situation has to be arrested. So the shift has to take place. Yes, he threw us under the bus. He threw us under the bus. I agree with you when you say that. Because this was, of course, a conference that was held by regional security experts, heads of state and what have you. And at the end of it all, the only thing the prime minister could say is that, hey, you know what? This thing has reached every aspect of our lives, our parliament, our church, our schools. So that's just it.
Go ahead.
And that's just it. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
A pleasant good morning to Andy, Uncle Lennox, Uncle Mikey, Trinidad and Tobago, all the technical staff, and all where this broadcast will be heard. A happy new year and peace and love to each and every one. Now, Uncle Mikey, you see how hypocritical the citizens are? And I like the word my extreme political leader and prime minister has used. Damn you do, damn you don't. But here what's going on. When we had voted, and you hear the analysts and the analysts and them, and everybody saying, it's the same thing over and over, and the same thing over and over. And this one getting away with this, and that one getting away with that. We put deterrence. And that will stay there, because the minority is feeling like they're getting the overcoming their own private agenda. Because you see, when they make a child, whose responsibility it is? Is the mother on? The mother had to go and get the food, clothe it, bathe it, and see about it. What the father role is to go to work and go online in the rub shop, or go online, you have to R&R, relax, he had be frustrated because the boss and then tell him put pressure in the money work. No, your responsibility is the two parents. And that is why it have a lot of deadbeat father out here today. They run from the responsibility. And let's stand up and man up to our responsibility. I say no, right? And we're supposed to be calling on our prime minister to say that we want back the traffic court. This is what they're supposed to be calling for. We want the traffic court implemented back, and so that we can have fast and speedy trials, so we can contest the tickets and the fine. And that is the way to go forward. Those that above, if above those, so you telling me you driving a vehicle which could cause mass destruction, kill people, and you are doing a visual and a check on your own vehicle? That is why a lot of the children is going to school with guns, knives, and drugs in their bag, because they don't your own child. You're not checking them when they're leaving the house and the school bags. Eh? So what it is, when it will stop, when we will be developed our first world status, when we will have discipline and law and order. Enough is enough. And this Prime Minister, I love her. And when we she win, everybody win. And the yellow is the code. And we didn't change. But white is all they don't talk about. The kind of quantum mismanagement in the country while you were suffering under the last 10 years and until we time we built till 2028. And now the naysayers and Penny come out and talk now. I want you to open your mouth and say what Trump could do we, or they just mislead and misfit. All the grant him government, all of this, play to see, all the tea for the money. Uncle Lennox, Uncle Mikey, and Andy, keep up the good work. And Uncle Mikey, one word I want to ask. I would like to see more East Indian programs and cultural shows on and in the public service transport too. Have a nice day.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your input. Thank you.
Man, well, there's Andy Williams. It have enough of that already. Where we looking for is the target who we hardly seen. Who we hardly seen is where we are the target. Let me take our next one day.
Nobody there. So then I start ask, why are the CARICOM leaders who were barking and biting before the US raid that they're quiet now? Well, this just proves it. I've been saying for a while, they were singing for their supper. The supper of Petro-Caribe, whereby China was using Venezuelan oil refined in Iran to curry favor with this region. This is China's soft and semi-soft, even hard power, right? That is why in 2019, when there was a United Nations resolution against the Venezuelan, well, Maduro, basically, about his election tampering and what he did with the election, it was pretty much put down because the Chinese had enough votes to put it down. Every little mountaintop gets a vote, right? So now that it is clear that party has been scrambled and that China could not protect Venezuela from the US, neither Russia could do it. They sent their radar systems, all the best they could have, and not a single US soldier lost, not a single aircraft shut down. So it is a massive demonstration of, unfortunately, this is the reality of the world, of power. And people choose sides based on that. That's what the Cold War was about. We are in a new Cold War, people. That thing in Venezuela was a demonstration. Okay? It's a much bigger picture. Don't look right before your nose. Look into the distance to see what is going on in the world today. It is a necessary readjustment of the power balance. Anyway, they won't sing anymore. They will stay quiet and hope that they can get something out of this, just like Cuba.
Morning. Hee hee ha ha. More increased fines for road traffic offenders. Hee hee ha ha. Maxi taxi drivers have to pay $600 per quarter as opposed to $300 per quarter. Hee hee. Hee hee. Same thing I was telling you all over and over again. I was one who was very adamant that the government of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't take that. You had to send that voice note cleaner than that, boss man.
Yeah.
Hee hee ha ha. Send the voice note clean now, boss man. Hee hee ha ha. Get a good phone and make sure your voice note coming across cleaner. And don't say that how we been biased at all.
We're going to and at one point I thought it was a real donkey, you know.
All right.
But
Hee
go
hee
ahead.
ha ha. We'll be back. Yeah.
We'll be back.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Tickets are not a revenue-generating exercise by the government. That's a word from the Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation, Senator the Honorable Eli Zakur. Speaking at a news conference on Wednesday, January 7th, Minister Zakur addressed the issue of traffic violations and the tickets that accompany them, noting that the only ones who need to be concerned about these tickets are the violators of the law.
A lot of persons in the public domain are asking, when was this increase done? Because they did not see it anywhere, including members of the media. I am holding here the Finance Bill 2025 that was debated in both houses of Parliament on December 5th and December 9th. Section 61A, right here. This was debated in Parliament, and I actually spoke on this as well on December 9th. Currently, we are experiencing some system challenges at license offices, where the system is going offline. Yesterday, it happened a couple times, I believe for about 6 or so minutes in one instance. This is being addressed, but this is a system that we inherited. The reason why we're experiencing long lines at the various license offices is persons are coming to transfer their vehicles that wasn't done within a legal time frame, and persons are coming to renew their driver's permit that was not done within a legal time frame. That's causing the influx along with persons who are coming within a legal time frame. I would like to remind members of the public that under Regulations 20, you could renew your driver's license up until 30 days before expiry. And I also want to let the public know that driving with an expired permit is extremely serious. Your insurance policy, one of the requirements is having a valid driving permit. And if you're in an accident without a valid permit, the insurance company could deny the claim and also cancel your insurance. So this is very, very serious. And in the last 2 days, close to 1,000 persons have came into license office to renew their driver's permit that should have been done within a legal time frame.
Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation, Senator the Honorable Eli Zakor.
This was a production of the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Every morning begins with a story, the headlines you need, the voices you trust, the conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you, conversations that spark new ideas, stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
Talk City 91.1 FM.
We are back, we are back, we are back. Time check. Bang, 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 bang. Hee hee ha ha, time check. It's at 31 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith, Chairman Michael Kerr. And not forgetting Director Snipes. So again, the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago, to you. For those of you that look on to us in your maxis, in your taxis, in your PH vehicles, don't forget to let all other drivers, every one of the driving population know that they can get a Ground Report on Talk City 91.1 FM. You could also, for those of you that want to see in studio, you could also look on to us on Real Media TT Facebook, Real Media TT YouTube, Corridor Transformation, and all the various social media platforms. Mikey, hee hee ha ha, Lennox.
Hee hee ha, I tell you. You know, what's interesting is, as well, you know, there's a time to campaign and there's a time to govern. I keep telling people that you have to, now it's time to govern. You have to deal with the issues, highlight those issues. I mean, here it is, we have the Social Development Minister, Vandana Mohit, right, saying that no girl should miss school because she cannot afford sanitary products. The minister indicated that the initiative focuses on free menstrual product distribution, education on menstrual hygiene, and improving awareness and dignity for young women. I want to repeat that. And improving awareness and dignity for young women. An allocation of $5 million has been made for the program. I mean, you know, this is what you do. You elevate the lives of people. You connect with them. You have an understanding, dignity. Think about it. Why should a young lady in this time and age, I mean, we're talking about you hearing platforms, communication platforms and all of these things, social media, this technology, what have you. I mean, Andy's in one place, we're here, and we are meshing well on this program. And you still have young women who cannot attend school, who have to miss school because they cannot afford sanitary products.
That's bad.
This has to be led by a prime minister who cares and who understands. Who understands in this day and age that that is an issue. Why?
And it goes to show, you know, the level of insensitivity by the previous administration with respect to these matters. Because remember, these things were in place. The cerebral palsy, for example, assistance, parents who have cerebral palsy children. Remember, that was in place. And I remember very distinctly when the former minister of that narcoleptic individual called Fitzgerald Hines, who said that there was no provision for that and URP cannot be used for that at that time. So therefore, it is clear that the present administration understands those issues and attributed to Minister Mohit as well is the whole question of violence against the elderly. And then, of course, you have the renaming and the reopening, if you want to call that, of the Children's Hospital in Couva, again, specializing in a particular to assist a particular vulnerable group of persons in the society. And all of that tantamounts to a government that is sensitive, that is caring, that understands what it has to do, and the resources of the country must be dedicated to ameliorate and to address these issues. And
yes. That's right, and those are issues.
Governance.
And governance, and that's where the conversation needs to be.
Yeah.
The Minister Mohed also said, under the leadership of People, Social Development and Family Services, the Senior Citizens Pension backlog, I want to take it slow here, the Senior Citizens Pension backlog was cut from over 2,300 to just 175. This progress came through direct collaboration with the National Insurance Board of Trinidad and Tobago, with systems now in place to stop backlogs from returning. It means shorter wait times, faster approvals, and dignity for senior citizens. That's right.
Only in 6 months.
Only in 6 months.
Government is only
because
enough,
these individuals are on a fixed income.
Yes.
Fixed income. That's what they get. So understand, they want to buy their groceries, they want to buy their toiletries and what have you, all the stuff that they need to buy, and still put a little kakada away for the grandchild or the great-grandchild, squeeze it in the hand when they come, and that's for the child. Because dignity, when you give your all to your country, you put your shoulders to the wheel, and at that time that you need something in return, your country needs to be there for you. So the Honorable Prime Minister, she understands that, and it's being echoed by the Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Vandana Mohit. So this backlog of over almost 3,000 has now cut down to 175 in such a short space of time. Those are topics. That's the reality. The government is working.
Yeah. I agree. And of course, her recent statement, let me just read it there quickly, Andy. Of course, the Shogunas East MP, Ms. Mohit, has condemned any violence or other forms of abuse towards the elderly following the mysterious death of a 74-year-old woman whose decomposing body was found in her Edinburgh 500 home on January 8th. So again, consistent with those kinds of humane, humanitarian, altruistic disposition, and putting the resources of the country where it belongs, not in corruption, not in nepotism and cronyism, and of course self-serving initiatives, but for the underprivileged and the least of us in the society. Go
That's
ahead,
right.
Andy.
And
Yes.
again, these are the topics. Yeah. These are the topics. This is where the conversation, people have to understand that. And you don't get yourself sidelined and derailed by, it could be a roadkill, bad rabbit or whatever, rat bat or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, the minister also went on to say food support program expanded $60 million, right, to active beneficiaries. She said each member of parliament received 60 food cards for Diwali, and the allocation for Christmas food cards was increased by 50%. The MP said bringing the total up to 250 food cards per MP, and this arrangement applied equally to both UNC and PNM members of parliament. Let me just repeat that before I hand it over to you, Andy. 60 food cards for Diwali, and the allocation for Christmas food cards was increased by 50%, bringing the total to 250 food cards per MP. And this arrangement applied equally to both UNC and PNM members of parliament.
Wow, imagine you saying there that the MP say it was equal, meaning the opposition MPs get the same exact amount. And I can recall back then with the other government, the opposition used to be balling to get that, while the PNM MPs was getting it in its majority. Not only that, the government I see in here is really consistent when it coming to dealing with the poor people, jump by jump low. Because them who organized to bring back the laptops when it was cut before. Let me be real. Them is who organized to legislate the Children Life Fund that we got a lot, unfortunately, within the last 10 years. We got a lot of misfortunes when it comes to kids dying when we see big people in government spending money to take care of them and all those various things. So we've seen consistency. Because if me ain't seen consistency, I will say plain, this new government, the Kamala Prasad Bisesa government, on stupidness. I know the Pitbull will say it as it is. But with the consistency, like for instance too, look, you're seeing public servants start to get the back pay and all those various things, and it have more to come. And so I obviously know that eventually we may see that the pensioners might come and get a little raise in pension and all those various things. So we've seen consistency when it coming to a people-oriented government. But here we going to do by the meanwhile. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. The lines are open. The numbers to call, 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. You can give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053, or send a WhatsApp voice note. Snipes, on your side there, get them the numbers. Director.
622-4911, 622-4911. Those are the numbers to call, and to send us a WhatsApp, 394-4911.
Oh, nice. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report. And where you're calling from, and what's your front burner this morning?
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mike TK.
Hey, Mr. Country.
What's going on? My problem this morning is inflation rate and food. I don't know what is going on with inflation and food prices. Because for Christmas Day, I made some groceries and stuff, but I don't make all my groceries in December because So I went back in the beginning of January and made another half of my groceries. Boy, and Andy, the prices almost gone up by $3, $4, $5, everything in the, and I talk about this as big popular groceries, eh? The prices have gone up tremendously in these groceries. I was reading an article there where NFM, and I said this already, is part owned by the government. I think it's 51% or something. So I remember when back in between when the last when time Miss Cameron was, it was at Diwali time or Christmas time, where she told NFM to drop all the prices on their goods. Now I see NFM was making over 100 and something million or something so in profits. So she asked them now, I don't know if what she could do, what the government could do, because remember this is state owned, where they could reduce their prices a little bit. In order to say that they don't want them to make a profit, but they don't need to make this whole set of profit because it's government based. So they don't need to make all this big set of profit because the highest things at the groceries are the government products, which is the Lotus and the Ibis and things. These are amongst the highest price stuff in the grocery, where it should have been the lowest stuff in the grocery. I don't know if anybody listening out there, Minister of Agriculture, whoever in charge of National Flour Mills, or they do something for the people now, man. I'll go asking this grocery, because grocery prices, people that are working, people other things on high already. At least let me make a ease up with the grocery now, boy. At least NFM will go they do something. If we can't do it with no other manufacturer, at least NFM could bring down the price of the oil, the rice, the stuff they produce. Because the grocery prices already going up. And I don't know if you all guys went to the grocery for the month. Everything has risen in the grocery. This is, I don't know, way leading for people these days. I know, yes, the government trying, but when it comes to this, I think they could do better with NFM problem, at least. At least National Flour Mills, their products at least could be on the lowest on the market, where they will get, and even if the price is lower, you'll find people will buy it more, and they will get a larger volume. So the price, they wouldn't feel it, because the turnover will be faster than they having these exorbitant prices. It remaining on the shelves, it will take longer to overturn, and these things. Somebody only organized with the food prices a little bit, even market stuff and all up, right?
The NFM just got their board, as a matter of fact. Their board just came in. Let me say good morning to the chairman there. I think it's Hamlin Jailal.
Yes.
And our very own Stephen Young is also part of that. Go ahead, Lennox.
I just want to get a clarity here. You're saying that those items are among the highest price. How you determine that? You went last year and you got one price, and then when you went this year you got something else? Because you just to say that in a vacuum, I think it defies logic to me. Just to say that is the highest price, I just don't understand it. Government items, government produced manufactured item from NFM.
Oh,
Caller
already left. Go ahead, next caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Andy.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Lenny.
Lennox and brother.
Yes.
Mikey. Yes, how are you all doing? Yes, happy New Year to you all. I don't know if you all saw the story about what's happening in Grenada. Every time I see things like that, I remember the zone of peace that they keep talking about. Well, I haven't heard that term in quite a while. But the United States have raised the alert to their citizens of going to Grenada too. And that's very high because of the rating of people in the hotels and on the beach, homicides and robberies. Really bad. That's number one. And then I want to put on notice, you remember Maduro, what was it, the Congo line dance, Andy? Was it that they used to go and dance with Maduro over in Caracas? That was the name of it?
Yeah, Congo.
The Congo dance. Well, he danced that, and then he started to dance the Trump, they call it the rock dance. And the new dance he's dancing, he and his wife, is the Diddy jail rap. That's the new dance. that was brought to my attention yesterday. I'm gonna send you all the video as soon as I finish. Yeah, it's a great program as usual. And Mr. Lennox, you're on tonight. I'll give you a call tonight. So
yes,
from what we
I'm on
discussed.
tonight. Yes. Okay.
All right, and Brother Mikey, it's nice seeing you and hearing you.
Thank you.
And we're praying for Tobago today. Today, I hope it's 14 zip.
Oh boy. No campaign in Trinidad and Tobago. Just encourage people to go out and do their civic duty. Go and vote. Simple as it is.
That's right.
Go and vote. Oh boy. All of the lines are open. Let me take some, I'll do some voice notes there by the meanwhile. Let me play some quick voice notes by the meanwhile. Oh gosh. Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead. Now go and play some voice notes. Go ahead, Gary.
You get a chance to play. I just calling to let you know to cancel the situation that takes place in Tobago because my mom get the item that she thought was stolen.
She find the item?
Yeah, she leave it in the storage room.
Lucky thing is, see how lucky it is. Myself and Lennox say we will deal with, because we done this to make some calls.
I was calling her to tell her that yesterday, but you didn't respond back. I was calling her yesterday, you and Lennox.
Oh, all right. We're happy that your mom got back that. So I think you had to organize and call the management of the hotel.
I do all of that already.
And you apologize to them?
Yeah. But I was calling her yesterday to let you know now.
Nice.
So I don't do my apology, everything already. I called the hotel and I did my apology.
Well, all right, man. Thanks so much.
Right, no problem.
So you see that got out of hand?
Yeah, get up.
All the time.
I got the message last night, in fact, Andy.
All the time it was there. All the time.
I did advise him to call the entity and apologize.
But I mean, listen. We are grown folks, and you could connect the dots. That is man and woman thing. And then she finally admit, look, I hide the thing, I put it there, so and I already gone.
You see that? I
Just a bit embarrassed to admit it, but that has happened. That is life. Well, I'm glad she admitted and you found it, and we move on. Thank you.
Let's take a call on the side.
Yeah, go ahead, Director.
Mikey, for you. Blessed good morning. Welcome. We just have a few minutes again, so
Caller?
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
I would like people to be a little more patient with this government. Just now, people just complaining, but just now everybody will be smiling and will be very happy. But they just have to be patient. You know, the Prime Minister know what she's doing. She have a good plan. And just a matter of time, everybody in this country going to be happy. You know, CPEP, 10 days, forestry, is everybody going to be happy. When she say, when we win, everybody win, yes, she mean it. It's just a matter of time. We have to give her time to be patient. Her plan is working. You understand? And some people take another thing against, I find some people take too much of time talking on the radio. They're not trying to give another person a chance. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, but before I go, where are you calling from, caller?
You have consensus.
I'm calling from Port of Spain.
Oh, Port of Spain. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, boy.
He has consensus. That is the consensus. May not be unanimous, but certainly consensus. And tending towards unanimity. There's something before we go, Andy. I wanted to touch on what Mikey had introduced, the chairman.
Let me throw out some. Let me just throw some voice notes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's show them thing. They quick offer we just did.
Yeah.
More nobody here. A quick response to Mikey K's position on your car being roadworthy. My position is the roads are not car worthy. I would have been fine with all the increases if the government had simultaneously written a law to clearly outline a compensation path for anyone whose vehicle or their person were damaged caused by the road conditions. And of course, if anyone dies, again, caused by the road conditions. And I pointed out a few little spots that I have recognized on the highway and a situation that almost ended immediately. That was clearly caused by a flaw in the highway, a pothole on the high-speed highway, right? So if the government had done that, I would have been fine, and most people would have been really fine, right? Or fix the roads first, bring the roads to a certain standard, and then introduce this law. They would have been fine with that. But you see, and my position will always be, if people are not involved in the legislative process, meaning the parliament is a broader spectrum of interests, then when something like this, a law like this is written, and especially when there seems to be a burden on only citizens, rather there's no burden on the government, no duty of care. This is about duty of care. Our whole legal system is based on tort. And when you breach your duty of care, right, there are consequences. But what about the government's duty of care to have safe roads?
Good morning to the Shadrach, Mr. and Abednego on the ground report. You know, people are complaining about the traffic laws and the regulations and the fees that the government impose. But driving on the road, and I have noticed it is working, but I seen a different change in attitude in drivers, also in gathering. I was in a little function last week, and you know, they had some drinks around, and friends were walking with friends and said, "Are you drinking?" They say yes, and they said, "I hope you're not driving." So then people are getting conscious with what is taking place. We are going to change this.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And don't forget, coming up next, we already seen him in the background, Mr. X. So coming up next is Off the Record with Mr. X and
Stephen Rees is up next. Yeah, you know, and that brings us to the question, that last caller, you know, are you the citizen you need to be for the country that you want? And that campaign will be rolling out very soon. Think about it. Are you really giving TNT your best? We have a lot of expectations, but where does your responsibility come into the equation? You know, Lennox, before we go, you know, one of the things, you know when the worst vehicles come out?
Worst vehicles?
Yeah, when they're on the roadways.
When? Peak time?
At night, yeah. At night. The worst.
Yeah. In fact, there's an hour, I think, between 2 and when people come from
worst.
parties.
So one has to be. That's when you're seeing one light coming, you're thinking it's a motorbike, and it come closer. There's a car, you know. And then it has some people for some reason forget to put on their headlights. Maybe they came out of the gas station. They will drive long distance
from
before.
A party,
from wherever. So you have to be careful out there. You need to be careful out there, please. Hey, coming up next, Mr. X and Stefan, Off the Record. It's been a pleasure sitting in with you guys this morning, the Pitbull, and of
don't
course,
forget Officer Shabadi. Officer Shabadi today. Officer Shabadi have interview with the Hunters and Rescue Team Captain. Let me just get that there quick. A big interview we have today. Ooh.
Yeah, this is a big interview. Hey, folks, don't forget again the platform. It's all about the Next 99.1 FM, the Pump Caravan, and it kicks off in Mayaro. You got to stay locked on. You're going to be hearing more about that. What are the destinations, the performers, and it's all about fair play. So remember, when you're here, you're in the no mafia zone, and we do not support cultural suppression. So on behalf of myself and the rest of the board, I want to thank you so much for supporting this morning. I know you'll continue to support, and of course our new morning program on TTT and our great lineup on Talk City 91.1 FM. It's your one-stop shop for everything, entertainment, information, you name it. There's no other place. Don't even bother, because there is no other. Take care, and God bless.
Yes, indeed.
Every morning begins with a story, the headlines you need, the voices you trust, the conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you, conversations that spark new ideas, stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
We want to say again a beautiful good night to all you wonderful people. If you come here to hear all Black Stallion songs, you know you can't hear that in one night. So what we're going to do, we're going to sort of take out some of the most outstanding ones and some of them that we sort of keep doing and we know that you would love. So tonight is a very special night. This one for you.